Welcome to Supply Chain Horizons, a video podcast series that looks at crucial issues facing global supply chain teams. This video podcast is sponsored by Logility. So with me today is David Joyner, who is the product manager for the Logility Advanced Planning and Scheduling Solutions. Good morning, David. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you today?
We were talking recently about how detailed scheduling is making a comeback. If we look at the history of advanced planning and scheduling, these systems came into use in the 90s and were very popular and had a lot of impact on business. And then with Y2K, there was also a lot of implementation, but then focus on the manufacturing scheduling and the advanced planning and scheduling sort of fell off after the year 2000. But now you see that's coming back.
Correct. I'd say a little bit of the fall off had to do with budgets after Y2K having been spent. Around the early 2000s is when hardware started catching up with the software advances that have been made in scheduling technologies. So now we're able to run these advanced scheduling engines much faster than we were back in the late 90s and very early 2000s.
What's your description of advanced planning and scheduling in, 100 words?
Producing a detailed daily, shiftly, hourly plan for exactly what all your manufacturing resources are supposed to be working on, how much they're going to produce, when they're going to produce it, so that you have high definition visibility into what kind of supply, how much supply is going to be coming out of your manufacturing facilities and when. The type of manufacturer that gets the most benefit out of advanced planning and scheduling is one with some complexity. Sometimes we call them high mix, low volume type manufacturers. A job shop is a great example, but it doesn't have to be pure job shop. When there's not a dedication of production resources to products, families, and exact products, so that you've got a mixture of which resources you can use to produce your products. You've got multiple operations that you have to perform to produce your product. That type of manufacturer benefits greatly from advanced planning and scheduling because the detailed scheduling that is required to know exactly what needs to be done and when to hit the highest customer service levels and do it at the most efficient cost is complicated.
So why can't they get this their standard MRP system, the shop floor planning?
MRP, typically in ERP systems, backward schedules, but doesn't time phase very well when there's multiple operations and when there's conflicts with different products needing the same resources at the same time. And finite capacities are often neglected by the MRP and the ERP scheduling capabilities.
And when you're in these environments where people are scheduling, there's still a fair amount of system interaction going on that daily, weekly basis when hot customer orders are coming in and that sort of thing. How does advanced planning and scheduling support that activity?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chris. We like to say that we have frozen periods in our production schedules and our production plans, but the reality for a lot of manufacturers is they are willing to accept new demand inside a time window that has already been set in stone pretty much in terms of material movement and releases to the shop floor. When you have dozens or even hundreds of production resources and hundreds or thousands of production orders and you have a spike in demand or new demand popping in, you need an advanced scheduling system to rearrange the work and tell you exactly where that new order can fit with minimum impact to customer service for that order and all orders, and what's the cheapest way to insert the work on the resources in terms of machine costs and labor costs and material costs.
So to summarize this conversation, advanced planning and scheduling is seeing a renaissance in complex manufacturing companies for three reasons. One, manufacturers with complex processes, they need more than a standard MRP, ERP system can provide because they have business pressures. The first business pressure would be the pressure for customer service. You may say you have a 2-week firm period, but the customer doesn't really care. They want their stuff. So to support that delivery performance, to support that perfect order metrics, you've got to have a way to schedule the floor to support that. And that pressure is rising year over year. And finally, you have to do that with some sort of cost efficiency. You can't just throw capacity at it and people at it and money at it. You have to be able to do that in a way that you can still make money. So that's good. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Supply Chain Horizons is sponsored by Logility. We also invite you to connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Supply Chain Horizons.